Michael Bruntz, Brian Christopherson with a Husker247 3-minute drill. Heard from Rhule today off the loss to Ohio State. A lot of officiating talk. Got the Big Ten to acknowledge at least one mistake in the game against Ohio State. Kind of a, hey, sorry, I bumped into your car kind of note, but it's something, I guess.
Yeah, there was a statement on the one call they acknowledged was the spot on the Emmett Johnson run that should have been a first down near the end of the first half. They missed a spot by a full 2 yards plus, probably. They missed several spots in that game. Some offensive pass interference calls that were pretty questionable. Rhule mentioned, a couple weeks ago, there was that Ohio State-Oregon game where I think it was against Jeremiah Smith got called, I think, for Ohio State, where it was a call that was sort of debated. And so obviously that's on the official's mind, and lo and behold, Nebraska gets flagged for a couple of those. Nebraska's, they just got to work around it. I guess the best answer is you've got to find a way to get ahead or grab enough momentum in these games where it doesn't come down to a call or two. However, I do think that was the Big Ten sort of saying, wasn't our best work out there.
Yeah.
And I think Nebraska probably got the short end of the stick in that one, if we're honest.
On defense and kind of overall, I think, the big focus from Rhule today was how do you take the effort that you had against Ohio State, how do you carry it forward? He had a line today that players are kind of saying that, if we do X, Y, and Z, we can play with anybody, in college football right now. And his response is, well, what happened against Indiana?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people ask.
Yeah, many are saying that. But that's kind of the challenge is how do you kind of take that effort against Ohio State, take it, bring it back home against UCLA, and then kind of, strap up your chin strap and do that in the last three to end the season. So that's the challenge, I think, for Nebraska this week is how do you kind of build on that effort against Ohio State. And, one area where they might be able to do that a little bit is in the run game, but it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. I thought Nebraska got a little bit done against Ohio State that maybe can be a couple staples for them moving forward. If you think about that drive early in the second half, Dowdell almost busts like that 65, 70-yard run, gets ankle tackled. They're still shooting for that and haven't hit it. But they had a few runs sort of back-to-back of like 12 and 11 where you're like, okay, they figured something out against a very good defense. So you would hope you get a little confidence off of drives like that, hey, you can run. This can be a team that has some success running the ball. You got to be a little bit dedicated to it, and eventually someone's going to have to make one of those 10-yard runs turn into a 50 or 60-yard run, and not have to always have it be a 10, 11, 12-play drive. But this will be a test because UCLA, though they don't have a lot of wins, they've been getting better. They won before their bye at Rutgers, and they're playing the run pretty well, as Rhule said. He said they got a good defensive line, so it's going to be a good test for this Husker run game if they think they got some momentum in that second half to see if they can continue it against a fresh Bruins team that has actually done okay against the run lately.
And they had Dylan kind of taking his chances and his spots, scrambling as well, which was kind of new against Ohio State. Keep it locked on Husker247. We'll have plenty from Rhule's discussion today and throughout the week leading into the matchup with UCLA.